So hello, Eckhart Yogis. My name is Marlene and I make this video today to explain something about downward facing dog or a transition into downward facing dog. So we are very conditioned. Normally we step into a downward facing dog, which is perfectly fine. But in order to work with a certain principle that cultivates strength, especially for your transitions, because we tend to lose it in the transitions. We tend to drop towards the floor and then we have to pick ourselves up again, right? And that's the moment where we lose energy. So using a certain technique and working with some details will really help you to maintain the energy and to transition in a fluid but yet in a powerful and supported way from one pose into the other pose. So as we often return into the down dog, especially in a Vinyasa Flow class, I have a certain technique of transitioning from, for example, a standing pose into a downward facing dog pose, or even from top of the mat, Uttanasana, into a downward facing dog pose. So let's begin into the downward facing dog. And we often, in a Vinyasa Flow class, bring the right leg up, right? We begin with that. So inhale, reach your leg up. So now, if you would just move your knee forward, step your foot in between your arms, you lose the energy towards the floor, right? Plus, your right outer hip have been sweeping out to the side. So come back into your downward dog again. And then you may, if that works better for you, place your left foot towards the center line and then inhale, reach your right leg up. And now as you exhale, move your right knee towards your heart. Step your foot towards the thumb. Now your feet are not in one line. The right foot is next to the midline. Even the left foot is on the midline. The right foot is next to the midline. So now there's space into your hips. And then you can just gently rotate the right outer hip towards your back heel so you have a knee, hip, and back heel alignment. Yeah. So if you would go back into your downward facing dog from this position, we tend to step into the downward dog, which is okay. You can step, right? And then organize yourself into the pose. But what about this? So you reach your right leg, you step your left foot towards the midline of the mat, and then inhale, bring your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, move the knee to the heart. Now you need to maintain energy here. So you root down. I scoop my knee through. By rooting down, I can pick up the knee. I feel it in my core. And then from that place, I step my foot towards the thumb. Now I don't have feet in one line position. I have the right foot next to the midline of the mat, and I have the left foot on the midline of the mat. And then instead of stepping back, I root my hands into the earth, and because I root, the knee stays super close towards my heart, and I keep on pressing through my hands, not the wrist, by the way, and then I feel that I shift back with support into the downward dog. And then once my head is in between my arms, I can just only lower my foot down. So I didn't make a step, right? But I've been really working with support. So let's do that on the left side, right? So step your right foot towards the midline of the mat and then inhale, lift your left leg up. And then as you exhale, move your knee forward and then step that left foot. Now first press down and then hug in, right? So you feel your core place. And then from that place, you step your foot toward your thumb. So the left foot is next to the midline and the right foot is on top of the midline. And then without making your step, you just root, knee super close to your heart, right? And then you keep on pressing through your hands, not your wrist. And you just very organically shift back into the dog pose until your head comes in between your arms. Then you lower your foot into the floor. Okay, so let's have a moment here to come to the front of the mat, lengthen into your flat back, exhale, fold, and then inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, hands in front of your heart. So that's one transition. Let's do it now from the warrior two. So come to the long side of the mat, open your legs here, widen the feet, and then as you turn your right foot out, left foot in, begin to bend your knee. Just place it on top of the heel here. And then lifting that pubic bone so the tailbone can lengthen down is just to engage a bit of core muscles here. And then inhale, open your arms here. And now from here, as you windmill the back arm forward over your head, you need to at the same time lift your back heel, right? Then the hip can rotate. And then as you press your hands into the floor, it's the same as you did before, right? You don't step back and then try to fix yourself into the down dog. You just root, and then the knee stays super close. And then you keep on pressing through your hands. You shift back, and then you lower your foot upon the earth here. Feels very connected. It feels very much you being in the present moment here. And then walk your feet again to the front side of the mat, and then inhale, lengthen out into your flat back. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, you rise, come all the way up. And then exhale, hands in front of your heart. Okay, so let's do the other side. So again, you turn to the long side of the mat and you open the legs here and you widen the feet. And then you turn the left foot out, right foot in. And then you open into your warrior two. So bend your knee, making sure your knee is above your ankle. Yeah, lifting that pubic bone, lengthen the tailbone down. It's just to engage here the core muscles. Okay, and then you begin to windmill that back arm forward. In that transition, don't forget to really lift your back heel off the mat. So then you can rotate the leg and so the hip. And then you push down into the earth. So the knee stays super close to the chest or the heart. And you keep on pressing and pressing and pressing through your hands. And then your head comes in between your arms. And you only have to lower the foot downward. And then feel the breath. So bring your knees down here. Come and sit. So give that a try. Maybe it adds something to your practice. Hopefully it works out for you. Maybe it doesn't work out for you. It's for everybody very personal and different, but it's also a suggestion. I work like this. It really works in my practice, and maybe it also really works in your practice. So, yeah. I'm really looking forward to the comments on this. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Namaste.